Hi, I'm Jay Fallon. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope. So, you know what? There's only been a few years that have gone by when subjects that we talk about now that we see in our news streams, and you'd think, a few years ago, we would never have even discussed this. This wouldn't even be an item on our news. I myself, you sit there going, where is the world going to? As a Bible-believing Christian, I think the Bible explains where the world is going to, and yet it's still interesting to me to see some of the craziness that's discussed. I'm going to discuss today this story that came up, and it's about Aretha Franklin's song "Natural Woman" being well being cancelled. It's the strangest thing. The strangest thing. Here, I'll bring the story up here. We can have a look at it together. This is all over the news this morning. Anyway, but this headline here says now Aretha Franklin's song Natural Woman is deemed offensive to trans women, who obviously we all realize trans when they say trans women, they're men pretending to be women. So outrage as activists demand song is removed from Spotify and Apple Music. Now, look, as a musician myself, I play, do a bit of singer-songwriter work, all that kind of stuff. Aretha Franklin, fantastic voice. One of those voices you sit there going, wow, if only I could sing like that and write songs like that. That it's just amazing. And the to think that that song, which was I think released in 1967, before my time, but just generational, multi-generational, all these years later, over 50 years later, and it's still such a great song to listen to. Anyway, keep going on with this. So this song, sung by Aretha Franklin, is being bashed by LGBTQ critics as offensive, with one organization in particular saying the tune helps perpetuate harmful anti-trans stereotypes. Now, the main reason why groups come out now and say that these things are harmful is because they can't handle hearing the truth. That's the issue. The whole issue boils down to, you have natural born women, natural born men, people who run around pretending that they are what they're not, don't want to be reminded of the truth. And this is where it all boils down to. Anyway, so it's released as a single by the late Queen of Soul. It says back in 67, the stirring love ballad is now facing scrutiny, despite preaching positive messages in regards to women and femininity in general. So apparently leading the charge to have the song nixed is the Norway-based Transcultural Mindfulness Alliance. Can you say that with a straight face? I don't think so. TCMA, which is a group started this year. So a group started this year in 2023, want to cancel a song released in 1967. It makes a lot of sense. Blah, blah, blah. So it's made its presence known with a series of polarizing posts on social media. Now, look, I was reading a bit about this group. I actually think this might be a parody account. I think they might be taking, making a bit of fun, but they keep. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Personally, I think it is, but they keep putting out other stuff saying no, it's this is real. This is what we're all about. But who knows? So here's the actual tweet that they put down. This TCMA, Aretha Franklin's 1968, I think it was 1967, not 68. Natural Woman perpetuates multiple harmful anti-trans stereotypes. There is no such thing as a natural woman. Now, as I said, the whole issue here is there is only natural women. You're born with chromosomes that decide whether you're a woman or a man. So this is just a lie. And getting back to what I was saying, it's only a few years ago where we would not even be having this conversation, because the absolute craziness that we talk about now, people would be sitting there going, well, this is just ludicrous. It's not true. Why are we entertaining a lie? Now, I personally believe we're entertaining this lie because it's a spiritual attack. That's my personal belief. I believe the Bible writes it all out for us very clearly. And the author of confusion is Satan. However, we still go on to entertain this kind of delusion, and it's crazy, and it's ruining our society, don't you think? Anyway, so this post, perceived by many as satire, began by asserting the song is offensive to transgender people and that there's no such thing as natural woman. Says that it perpetuates multiple harmful anti-trans stereotypes. Now there was another. See, this is the whole Transcultural Mindful Alliance. This is their whole Twitter page. There was another thing that they put out too about. I'll see if I can scroll to it here. This is why I think maybe it's just a bit of satire, but here it goes. This post here that they've written, it says there have been zero meaningful studies into the gender identity of pets. It seems meaningless, but many children learn gender from their pets. Just because you bring home a gendered pet, allow your child to choose the gender of the pet. Don't assign it one at will. Like I said, this is why I do think it might be satire. However, going on, they seem to double down and say, no, we're not a satire group. We are a legitimate. It says here, for clarification, the TCMA is not a parody organization, it read, adding that the organizations are a group of trans individuals seeking to make culture more fair for transgender individuals. They say that we are based in Norway, but are seeking to open a chapter in each European country and also North America, the group revealed. This is the craziness about it. This obviously, to any person who doesn't suffer from gender dysphoria. Okay. And I don't like to slag off at transgender people too much, because I actually feel very sorry for them. I think they are suffering from a mental condition, a mental illness, and they need to be treated for that condition. However, it just does seem absolutely ludicrous to me that our society, as I said, entertains this idea, this thought that, we can choose our sex, just because we were born a man. And, how dare you choose the sex for your baby when they were born? It's not like you can look down at their genitals and go, oh, it's a boy, or it's a girl, or, you can have tests done if maybe things aren't that clear. And yet we entertain this delusion and we go along with it. And what really the issue is, people who suffer from a mental disorder are encouraged to continue in that mental disorder. When it comes to little blogs, Twitter posts like this and groups like this, a couple of years ago we would have said, oh, of course this is a parody. Of course this is just someone making fun, for an Australian slang, taking the piss out of someone. But in reality, it's with today's culture, we can't say that anymore. We don't know, because these kinds of people, these kinds of groups are entertained as being reality. Hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. I think I've done I think we're in a time of confusion. We're living in a land of confusion. This whole world has been dragged into a time of confusion, and we're told by so-called experts that we have to entertain this delusion. Let me know what you think. Aretha Franklin, really? Can we cancel Aretha Franklin? No way. No way, Jose. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope.